it all of these MAGA people that are just being warmongers and wanting this type of behavior to go down and agreeing with this, they don't want to see that. They're able to make these statements and make it seem like everything like, oh well, this, that, the other, and I don't agree. I don't believe it because we have never experienced it on our soil to the level that it's been over there. They have been constantly at war, constantly being blown up. They're in a constant state of shell shock. I mean, I believe those people are probably traumatized beyond belief, just constantly in a war.
I've always found that interesting how America goes over to the other territories, but none of the places never go to America, the actual American coast, country, continent. Now, I'm not talking about Alaska. I mean, not Alaska, but Hawaii. I'm not talking about Hawaii, but I'm talking about the actual North American continent. Why
Oh,
haven't all
because
these
they
other
already
people
know
done it?
they scared, honey. They like we don't want the America is double the size of half these countries. Think about this. How small is Iran compared to America?
Yeah, it's not big. It's like
How
what, two or
small
three
is it?
times.
Like it's being a bully at some point.
It's like two or three times size, I think, of Israel, something like that. But
Come on. So and Israel is not even as big as Dallas, Texas. These are
Iran, like as
small
far
little
as
countries that are being attacked in some kind of a way. It's like, what are we? Why are we at the bullying people and
but
trying
that
to
mountainous
control them?
terrain,
And huh?
that mountainous terrain is crazy in Iran, though. That's the only difference right there. That's like how are you gonna tackle that situation? Because
Man, let me
that's
tell you something. I saw a video of the Vietnam, like how they had their traps set up was so crazy it didn't even make any sense. They had things where you would step on something, the ground would open up and it would impale you. You try to get up out of it, it would stick you even further. You know what I'm saying? They had some elaborate traps in the Vietnam War. That's why people came back traumatized because they were masters at guerrilla warfare. We don't want that because they've been warring for Lord knows how long. You do not want to go into war on no guerrilla warfare situation with people that have been warring for years and years and centuries. And you know what I'm saying? The only thing you can do is drop a bomb on the person like that. You know what I'm saying? On a country like that's all you can
ah,
do.
it makes me
You know,
cringe though. Ah, mm.
let's hear some more about what the political atmosphere is. Let's go.
Book discusses how to wield power. To me, this is the opposite way of how to wield power because you are now emboldening and boosting the morale and bringing solidarity within Iran amongst an unpopular regime. And
Right.
you've also alienated your allies. And so to what end? It's the opposite of power.
I think this is actually a really good example of the book focuses on how Democrats fail to wield power when they've got it, and how Republicans abuse their power when they have it. And this is the perfect example of exactly that. And I think that this could be instructive for Democrats who often feel held back by the smallest thing, right? Any speed bump in the road, the filibuster, the parliamentarian, some random.
I just did a search. Okay. How many Iranians live in the United States? So there's 750,000 Iranians. What do you think is going to happen if we nuke Iran? What do you think is going to be the outcry of these Iranian Americans living in the United States with family over there? What do you think is going to be the outcome?
Here's my thing though. If they do decide to revolt, okay, then let me get up out of here. Let me be able to get out of here. Don't just declare martial law and say, "Oh no, you can't go anywhere." No, let me do what I got to do to what's best for me.
Right. Let me get the hell up out of here.
Norm or government process, like whatever it may be, that's enough for Democrats to say, oh, well, we couldn't possibly do anything here because we've got the filibuster, we've got the parliamentarian, we've got this law 501 subsection 3, whatever it is. It's like standard Democratic stuff. But Trump is showing that where there's a will, he can make whatever he wants to happen. And I think that it could be instructive for Democrats to do this in a virtuous way. That doesn't mean upending the entire world order and threatening nuclear annihilation to another civilization, but it does mean recognizing that we shouldn't allow ourselves to be stopped by the smallest thing, and we can figure out what we want to achieve for the people who voted for us and stop at nothing to get it. And if
Honey, they not giving a crap about who voted for them. This is about a power thing. They want to control that Middle East area, and they want to combine with those people or something. I don't know. I still quite haven't figured out the end game, but
if that means that people can get healthcare, if that means that people could get some climate change legislation that actually has teeth and does something, if that means that we have education funding and infrastructure funding, if it means that we can expand the Supreme Court, all of those things are within our grasp. It's just a matter of having the political will to do it. And Trump is showing that when you have the political will, that power is enormous, and he's wielding it for the worst reasons possible. But he's got a compliant Republican Party, and they all have a will to move forward and consolidate and usurp this power for themselves. And I think Democrats can learn a little bit about how to wield power when they're in a position to get it. And again, you can do it in a virtuous way, and you must do it in a virtuous way. But you got to do it.
He sounds like an idiot.
Welcome to the channel, Pam Mulattoism. What are your thoughts on the situation at hand?
Peace, DJ Genesis, and to the other brother on the panel, much respect. Thanks for having me up. I'll be brief. What we're seeing Iran experience now is Iran's karma for enslaving Black people. So I have no sympathy for them. But I did want to address the point about the Iranian immigrants in the U.S. This is exactly why I oppose immigration to the U.S., because it's true that the U.S. will have conflict with foreign nations, and the foreign nationals of these foreign nations that we as the U.S. are in conflict with, they pose a risk to us if they are living in the U.S. Really. So this is why, I support mass deportations and banning immigration to the U.S. respectfully.
Well, it was too late now. They're already here. They've been here for years. So, I mean,
Well, the ones that are not citizens, I advocate to mass deport them, and the ones that are citizens, I advocate that we monitor them. Really.
honey, all of our resources are being put to this war, not towards immigration anymore. I think that's probably a side note at this point. When we're talking about this war, that has taken precedence over immigration. So meanwhile, like I said, 750,000 people, and then there's a threat of a nuclear attack or like some type of attack that would destroy a civilization. Maybe there's like some other weapon that they have that will destroy the civilization. I don't even know.
Well, literally, you're bringing up.
It might be something even worse, like that they have a, they have a, what is a MOAB? Is that the same thing as a nuclear bomb, or is that something else? Mother of all bomb, MOAB. Is it the same thing as a nuclear attack, or is that something else?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay, so if I don't see any other way to destroy an entire civilization but a nuclear attack.
It's going to cause a lot of chaos nature-wise over in that region.
In our region too. What do you think happens when you blow
when
a nuclear bomb? It doesn't just affect over there. It listen, nuclear stuff is really creates like a plasma cloud. It's like a lot going on. It will affect our entire environment. We need to cut this out. That's why every time we do threaten nuclear stuff, it becomes like a thing where you start seeing all these anomalies. And I'm sorry, I do believe that there is a higher intelligence that is like monitoring. I mean, I know I sound crazy. I don't care. That monitors what we're doing. And when we start to do things that's going to fool with the environment, and those higher intelligence maybe come about the water, you know what I'm saying? In the ocean, in the depths of the ocean, they hear us about to bomb nuclear attack. All of a sudden, you start seeing all kind of unidentified flying objects and all type of stuff. I've heard
Well,
like
to be honest, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. You go ahead.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but I just wanted to say the reason, in my estimation, that Iran won't press their button is because they don't want the U.S. to press our button. So, in my estimation, I don't really think that we are on the brink of nuclear war. But as I stated earlier, really, I think that this is just Iran's karma for enslaving black people, and really, it confuses me why. And I'm not accusing anyone on the panel of this, so please do not think that I'm trying to sneak this anyone on the panel. I'm just speaking about what I've seen in these internet spaces. It confuses me why there are black people, not just black Americans, but you have some black Africans and black Caribbeans, why they are so sympathetic to the plight or the alleged plight that Iranians are facing right now, considering that Iranians had no sympathy for the literal millions of black people, people of African descent that they enslaved. So really, this is their karma.
I don't think the Iranians know the history as much like that, like the African does, but I do know that they see American as a common enemy because America constantly funds coups and constantly brings in regime changes and also causes a lot of disarray in their countries, and that's the reason why.
May I ask you a question? And this is a
Sure.
genuine question. When you said they, were you referring to the Africans, correct? You
What do you
said
mean?
that they see the U.S. as a common enemy. Were you referring to the Africans?
Yes,
Brother, can you hear me?
I
He
can
said
hear you.
yes. He said yes.
Did he go out?
No, he said
Oh, it's
yes.
StreamYard. That's what it is. No. I can't hear him, so it must be StreamYard. But I'll ask the brother, and maybe,
There's some issues
well,
with
he
the
can hear me. I
API.
just can't hear him. It's all right, but the point is this: he says that he thinks that Africans see the U.S. as a common enemy. My question to him is: wouldn't it make more sense for the Africans to be neutral, because the Iranians literally enslaved them? So I can understand
But didn't
in
didn't
theory
didn't
that
uh, didn't the United States enslave Africans as well?
that's
Like
the point I'm making. That's why it's
it's
important that
all of
allow
it,
me
and
to
so it's
complete
not
my
like a
sentence.
bunch of people like having like no one is like having sympathy for anybody. The
But
main
GJ
thing is that
Genesis,
no
man, I
one.
ask you why you cut me off in the middle of my.
Well, first, what I need you to do is leave and come back so that he can answer your question. You can hear what his answer is. That's why I interrupted you. But I do want to make a statement about the whole enslavement aspect because yes, the Arabs, did enslave Africans, but so did America enslave Africans. No one is having like
So did you hear
any.
my question? I said when it. So I said when it make. I said it makes sense for the Africans to be neutral and choose a side that both sides enslaved them. Wouldn't it make more sense for the African to be neutral?
Well, you wouldn't be able to hear his answer anyway because you can't hear him. So
You
come
want
leave.
me to you want me to answer that?
No, I
Can
was
you hear?
asking you. No, I was asking you because you
Oh,
were
can you?
speaking.
Can you?
No, I was
Can you
asking
hear?
you. All right, I'm gonna drop down and come right back. I'll be right back.
Yeah, because you asked him that question. You did. That was initially his question, and I'll answer it afterwards. So
Okay, so it would be nice, but at the end of the day, America continues to do the same thing. So it's not like they're blind to the things that are going on in not only their lines but along with the world. And because they see that America is in alignment with the agendas of Israel, it kind of makes it hard for Africans to really rock with and be neutral, I should say, not rock with, but just be neutral when you see suffering of that magnitude, even though they're going through the suffering that they're going through and they're seeing it, but they really don't like the death and destruction that's going on with Palestine and all these other places, the West Bank and now Iran, especially when you bomb innocent women and children in school and it wasn't warranted. So that's the reason why.